Hey, Tonya.
What's up, John?
You know what we're going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about COVID testing when you are going on a cruise.
Yep. There's many different misinformation out there. If you're vaccinated, non-vaccinated, what kind of test, what you can do, what you can't do. So if you like what you hear, subscribe to our channel, and we get some good information out for Carnival testing. So I went to the Carnival website, and I'm going to pull up exactly what Carnival states, okay? And now, if you're fully vaccinated, and the definition of fully vaccinated, according to the CDC and Carnival, is 2 shots. Nothing about the booster
But
yet.
so many days prior, did you read about that?
Yes, has
You
to be.
can't just have your second one and then go on the cruise.
That's right. It has to be 14 days. And
Your
on
second one.
Right, and on the 15th day, you are considered fully vaccinated. So, and it states, sorry, if you do try to get on a cruise on the 14th day, you're still considered not fully vaccinated. Okay? So, if you're fully vaccinated, that's 2 shots. The test what you can take is the rapid test. You don't have to take the PCR if you're fully vaccinated. You can take the
CVS will do the rapid test.
Mm-hmm.
Certain CVS do the rapid and certain do the PCR.
Right.
So make sure you are at the right location for doing the right testing as well.
Yep, you can take the rapid test at the different drugstores, or you can take the virtual home kit rapid test.
And I believe Carnival still sells those or no?
Yeah, I'm going to get into that in a minute. Then if you're not fully vaccinated, that's if you don't have the both shots, you have to take the PCR test. You have to take at the at the pharmacy stores, or if you take the virtual, make sure the virtual is a PCR rated virtual home kit. Okay, so until January 31st of this year, 2022, Carnival will have on-site testing, but you have to make reservations. And they have it at Baltimore, Galveston, Long Beach, Miami, Port Canaveral, and Tampa. But you have to reserve
Is
it.
that still currently going on? Because I know there was some miscommunication about
Right.
that ending in December.
Right. It says sailing departing through January 31st of 2022, a limited number of antigen tests for vaccinated guests only. So you have to be fully vaccinated to get this test. And it's $100 non-refundable per person to get tested at the port. But you have to make reservations before you can get tested. So you just can't show up and say, I don't have my test. So, and here's another thing. You have to have your CDC health card with you to show that you are fully vaccinated. If you don't have your CDC health card with you,
No
even
boarding.
if you are, it's not boarding,
Or no.
they will consider you non-vaccinated. And that can bring some major troubles, because if you book
Not troubles per se, but delays, which can cause
Well,
some trouble for you.
trouble for you if you have
Yeah.
certain excursions.
True.
So it's important to know the rules and regulations right now with the ever-changing COVID laws and regulations of the different countries and everything else, which we got some breaking news about that in a minute. Now, if you do Google carnival.com and go through their website and look up COVID-19 protocol, it will bring up the information what I'm talking about. You also can reserve your testing at those locations if you're fully vaccinated. You also can purchase at-home kits at the same site for the Binax, if I say it properly. That's the home kit where you do in front of
The doctor.
the doctor, a medical person, or the digital at home. I don't know too much about the digital at home, but basically you can purchase both of them through Carnival. All right, so let's say you got a back-to-back cruise. That's a 7 and 7. Even if you are vaccinated or unvaccinated, if you don't have one of those home kits to show that you are COVID negative, Carnival will offer a test for $150 for the back-to-back cruise. But you still have to take a test even on a back-to-back cruise. All right, so Tonya and I are not here to preach about get your vaccination or your booster shot. We're just giving you the information. Now, the information, what I'm going to put out right now, is about unvaccinated people if they want to go passengers they want to go cruising. So, if you're sailing longer than 10 days, you have to have a test on the 7th day of the cruise to show that you're unvaccinated. You must have travel insurance for everyone in the party who's unvaccinated, as long as they're 12 years and over. If they're under 12 years, they don't need travel insurance. Sorry, I'm trying. If you cannot have the COVID vaccine because of medical reasons, you must have a letter from your medical provider stating why you can't have the vaccine, but you still have to fall underneath the protocol of taking the test.
Let me step back for a minute just to clarify, John.
Yeah.
Did I hear you say that if you are unvaccinated, they're saying that you do need to purchase the travel insurance?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. For anyone,
that's a good note to know too.
anyone over 12 years old who's unvaccinated must have travel insurance to go cruising.
And do you know, is that something they purchase through Carnival?
You can purchase it through Carnival, or you can Google. I Googled it just for precaution, right, and for information. You can Google travel insurance for COVID, and it'll bring up a whole list of different companies that have travel insurance.
Just wanted to clarify.
Yep, very good. Good question. Okay, so I'm going to get into the legal part of Carnival, saying if you're unvaccinated, what you have to follow the protocol. If you're an unvaccinated guest, you may not access the sauna or purchase a thermal suite pass for if you're unvaccinated. Unvaccinated guests may only debark in ports if booked on Carnival-sponsored bubble tours. So what they're saying is, if countries will agree that Carnival will have a bubble tour, that means you cannot explore that island or go shopping without Carnival chaperone saying, yes, you can go here, here, and here, and here. You can't go out and do whatever you want. Also, there's some islands that won't let you come off the boat at all. So keep that in mind.
Are there still cruises that are unvaccinated? Because I know the one we are going on is a fully vaccinated cruise.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not sure. That's a good question.
So I just wondered. I mean, but the notes are in here, and that's why we're giving it out to you guys.
Right. I believe Carnival is not asking for fully vaccinated. That's why they're
our cruise is.
Right. Right. We have to show papers and prove that we are fully vaccinated. But I think that's why Carnival is not asking or mandatory to be vaccinated. That's why they're giving this information. But these ports will not let you off the ship. And I'm going to read the ports. San Juan, based on our agreement with...
And that's a nice island, too.
Beautiful island. That one. Agreement with destination, guests will have to return or remain on board. Limon, Costa Rica, you got to remain on board. Grand Turk.
All the beautiful islands. You don't want to miss these islands.
You got to stay on board. St. Kitts, guest 12 and older will have to remain on board. Bonnier, 12 and older, have to stay
Who
on
under
board.
12 is going to get off the boat without their parents? So
Yeah.
that doesn't, I mean, I guess they're covering it, but
Right,
I'm not sending my under 12-year-old kids if I had any off the boat.
right. Totola, beautiful island of spices. 12 and under can go off, but if you're 12 and older, you got to stay on. Now, let's say we take a test. I come up positive, or you come up positive, or someone in our party who we're been around in 14 days, that's what they're saying, Carnival, comes up hot, okay, on the COVID test. Can we still cruise? Yes. And I'm going to tell you, if you are fully vaccinated, we take a test. For instance, next week, we got to take our COVID test. One of us,
Fingers crossed, we're all
fingers crossed,
negative.
right? One of us come up positive, okay? We call up Carnival, say, hey, listen, we're positive. Here's our party, blah, 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 okay? We show within 14 days that we did our stayed at home, did our isolation. Within 14 days, which is 2 weeks, we can take another COVID test. Even if we come up hot, we show our first initial test, we are exempt.
Let me clarify though. This isn't the COVID test you're taking the 2 days prior, because obviously that doesn't give you enough days to quarantine. This is if you happen to test
Positive.
a few weeks prior and you
Right.
test positive.
Right.
If you've all quarantined for the 14 days.
Right. This is only for fully vaccinated people. You can do this. Also, I found out from medical personnel that if you do come down with COVID, it can stay in your system, come up positive, not giving it to people,
That's my dryer.
but it can stay in your system and you can come up hot for 3 months on the test. So keep that in mind too. It's possible.
So that's why you want to keep your results if you've already tested positive prior and it was over the 14 days.
Yes.
Keep those test results, because that's what John is saying. You can still test positive
Right.
the 2 days prior, but
Right.
if you've already had COVID over the 14 days prior, keep that, because
Because that's your proof.
that's your proof that you've
Right.
already tested positive.
Right. Because basically, once you have COVID, for the next 6 months, basically, you have herd immunity. That's what they're saying. So, I'm not a medical official.
And this is information we're getting right from Carnival.
Right.
So, I mean, we don't work for Carnival, just to clarify this, but we get all these up-to-date information from others, from Carnival itself. So.
Absolutely. And there's some breaking news while we talked about different ports. Just for this weekend, 3 ships are going to change their itinerary because of COVID protocol.
What's this weekend?
The 12th, the weekend of the 12th,
Just so you
13th,
guys know when you're
14th.
watching this.
Right.
What weekend? we're
January
talking about.
12th, 13th, 14th. I don't even know what day it is. Today's the 13th, so
All I know
13th,
is we
14th.
have like 8 days till we fly to Florida and 9
Right.
days till our cruise. So.
Right. So Carnival Magic will no longer visit St. Kitts and will visit Antigua instead. So the little change. The Carnival Mardi Gras will not go to San Juan, Puerto Rico, but will visit Nassau, Bahamas. And the Carnival Sunshine will be embarking on a 10-day cruise journey and will not stop in Puerto Rico, St. Kitts, but replace Amber Cove and Totola. And what they're saying is just for this weekend, I guess, because the spiking, the Omicron is spiking, they just want to take precaution, and because of local government procedures and laws, they can't stop in those ports for this weekend. So there's a lot of changes, a lot of different information.
Some good things I've been hearing too, though. So
Yeah, I'm hearing from Europe that it's on the decline now, that New York is on the decline. Rumor has it that, and I'm not a medical, that in a couple weeks we're going to go from a pandemic to epidemic. epidemic is. That
We're trying to stay positive amongst
Yeah.
all this negativity and
yeah,
people trying to bring us down for wanting to
Nope.
cruise. And,
Nope.
you know,
I'm going.
our opinion is we're still going. We're vaccinated. We're, like I said, we've gone over this.
Yep.
We're not stopping.
Nope. So, you know, it sounds like the light at the end of the tunnel is pretty close. We just got to make it through the next couple weeks. And I won't say safe. And I'll see you on the Carnival.
And if, like I said, look for those ducks if you're going to be on our cruise with us.
You and your duck.
Yes,
Charlie,
quack, quack.
are you going to look for ducks too?
Here's our little sidekick again.
Are you going to look for ducks too?
If you're traveling on the Mardi Gras
Mm-hmm.
from the 22nd to the 29th,
Yep.
100 ducks.
That's
Not all in one day. I will be putting maybe 20 out per day or something, but
That's Tonya's special thing.
I'm having fun with it.
Yes. Very good. So, on that note, we will see you on the
Mardi Gras.
side.